Welcome back. On the heels of Hurricane Helene is Hurricane Milton. While the storm isn't expected to make landfall here, officials are welcoming people from Florida to shelter in place here in South Carolina.
Derek Rush spoke with officials and Carolina natives who live in Florida who say they are staying.
As Hurricane Milton gets closer to making landfall, we caught up with Carolina natives living in the Sunshine State on whether they are going to stay or leave ahead of the storm. Power crews moving down I-26. With Hurricane Milton expected to make landfall in Florida in the coming days, USC alum Olivia Stepp, who lives in Florida, says she isn't taking any chances.
I'm here in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, to go pick up my uncle's mom. And then we're going to drive back to Jacksonville and then fly to Raleigh.
But Paxville native Curtis Ziegler, who lives just outside Tampa, says for personal reasons, he has to shelter in place.
I've had to, take precautionary measures based on, things I've learned from my mom and my dad in the past, going through Hurricane Hugo back when I was in high school. Even though all our trials, we got to keep pounding.
Meanwhile, the State Department of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism says 100 hotels in the Columbia metro area have room availability and encourage evacuees to seek refuge in parts of South Carolina not impacted as bad by Hurricane Helene.
But as far as people evacuating, I think, along the coast, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Hilton Head, Beaufort, Georgetown are all pretty good, in good shape, and there's still some availability.
But for those sheltering in place like Ziegler, help is on the way.
We're in the process of supporting an EMAC request from Florida to send down approximately 70 soldiers and 30 high water vehicles to assist them in evacuation processes.
I spoke with Highway Patrol officials. They told me while they aren't sending anyone to Florida, they do have troopers spread out every 10 miles on I-26 and I-95 to help clear the highways as evacuees leave the Sunshine State. Reporting here in Columbia, I'm Derek Rush, WIS News 10.
The South Carolina Department of Parks and Recreation and Tourism says about 200 hotels in Charleston also have rooms available for people seeking refuge.